Hello everyone, this is Plankera, and welcome to my universe. Today, it is time for more rigging. Last time, I pretty much did what I wanted to do with the body turns. Keep it nice and simple here. So, I'm gonna go through and clean up some stuff, and then it'll be time to actually rig the coat, which is off right now. But, let's see, for the most part, pretty happy with the turns. I think they look good. The only thing that I really wanted to fix was a few things with the bottom turn here. I'm gonna collapse the coat for a bit just because it has so many layers. It's a bit annoying to scroll from the top to the bottom while that is uncollapsed. Alright, let's see here. Where's my shirt layer? Here we are. So, but the only thing I didn't like was on my downward turn here. I don't know, this is not quite working for me. The collar of her shirt. I think I can do that a little bit better than I currently am. Even up here I think it'd be done a little bit better. I'm just taking a close look at things while I decide what I want to change. I'm gonna try to do as much of it in the mesh group as I can. Fortunately, it looks like I can get most of it. It's just... I don't know. Parts of it were crunchy, and parts of it were kind of collapsing on itself. Oh yeah, and I can see that I need to adjust the edge of the necklace here too. You know, while I'm up here, I think I will do that right now. I could tell that I was working on this with the intention that it wouldn't necessarily just be totally complete. So I remember at the end of last time I was working on this, I was kind of getting ready to finish up, but I felt like I could do just a little bit more. And I'm glad I did. It's given me a little bit less work to do today. Now I just kind of have to fix some things up instead of going and doing everything from the top. That is one thing that I have found with trying to do art stuff a bit more regularly. Is that some days, you know, I am genuinely not up for it. And I do not expect to get very much done, but you know, that's actually okay. Do a little bit. It is better than nothing, and when you revisit it the next time, or at least with me, when I revisit it the next day or the next hour, depending on my mood. You know, who knows when I will revisit it again. I have a little bit more done, and sometimes it can seem a little bit less overwhelming. It's a nice feeling. Feeling a little bit overwhelmed is one of the things that makes it a little bit hard for me to work on something. When it's just so much to do and I look at it and my eyes just kind of glaze over. And you're like, oh man, there's so much to do. But if I manage to poke at it for, you know, even 10 minutes or so. 10 minutes is pretty short for the amount of time that I tend to work on things, so your mileage may vary for the exact number that you want to use, but for me, even just being able to work on things for about 10 minutes really does help. I don't like that. Okay, I'm gonna undo, like, literally all of that, and I'm just going to edit the neck itself. I want to keep it about this width. So yeah, even though I have some things that I want to fix today, it is still ultimately less than what I would have to fix if I did not at least get the bottom turns started last time. Okay. Yeah, that's a bit better. I think I don't want her back collar to be quite that high, though. This angle is definitely the messiest of the group. I thought all the other ones look pretty good. But it's alright. I will get everything into place here. And I'm realizing that I had the angle way too sharp from when I adjusted this before. So let's try that again. It should definitely be a little bit flatter than it is in just the neutral turn, but yeah, this whole corner is like, it's going places. It doesn't need to be going places. It just needs... It just needs a slight bit of movement there. Just a tiny wiggle. I think I'm just gonna do the left side of this for now. Focus on one side, and then I can switch gears over to the other one. Yeah, I kind of like how this part is turning here, that shadow in particular. Just the way it's being stretched a little bit, I think works really well. Okay, that's not something I can do in the mesh group. I see part of the back part of the collar here sticking out. Can't really have that, so I'll just tuck it underneath here. Oh, at least that's what I thought it was. Is that not what it is? I guess it's not. Okay, how does this look up here? Okay, I'm not actually quite sure why it's doing that then. Let me take a look around here. Okay. It looked like the chest itself was getting smaller, so I obviously could not let that stand. But I guess it was actually just the way the collar itself was no longer overlapping properly with parts of the chest. Fortunately, that's not too hard to fix. So I'll just be going in here and working at those fine details. I think I'll start with the very top part of both sides. Okay. At this point, I think I'm going to stop poking at the mesh group. I'm just going to do things on the layers themselves. I think that's fine at this point. I gotta say, though, that mesh group was very helpful. I definitely got to remember that pattern for the future. It was really nice being able to adjust things fairly precisely. Whereas with the big grids that I normally do, just because there's shenanigans that can sometimes make it pretty hard to do the more detailed mesh group that I was able to do with the shirt. The grids kind of help me with perspective and stuff, and I still think that they're helpful. But this actually gave me some pretty fine control over how certain parts moved, and that was really nice. I think it was part of the reason I was able to do the body turn so quickly. This actually is not a proper mesh consultation. I just needed to check to see how this shadow on the back of her collar was moving, and I didn't feel like clicking off the mesh. Because, yeah, there's just a little darker gray shadow by her neck. And I did not think it was in the right place. So that was just pure artistic laziness, I suppose. Now that I look at it, I think the back collar is actually a little bit low on this side. It's okay, I'll go through and correct everything. I'm determined to start on the coat today. So we'll see if I'm able to do it and how far I'm able to get. I like her cut though. I think it's pretty cool. Looks very nice. If perhaps a little bit heavy. But I mean, come on, wearing a coat like a cape is it's just always very stylish, you know? And I do think Shalom definitely has a sense of style. Not just in terms of what she wears, but in how she acts. Alright, I think that's pretty good. I was looking at this and it was almost looking like her chest does not actually properly connect with her shoulders. I think that's just because of how I cut it, but it does look a bit strange, doesn't it? Let me go check the original reference here. Give me just a moment. I want to check something. Personally, I find it helpful to just go double check the original art occasionally. Okay. Yeah, that part is covered by the coat in the original art. That must be why I didn't pay as much attention to it, so I think this is actually wrong. Yeah, when I was initially cutting it, I probably just didn't pay very much attention to that area. Okay, you know what? Since it's probably wrong, I'm actually going to adjust it a little bit. Let me see, where do I have her chest? It's up here somewhere, right? Yeah, there it is. I think I'm actually gonna change the shape here just a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I think this is very doable. Normally, I don't like to do this kind of thing, but you know what? It's fine. I don't want to redraw the whole texture. I tried to replace textures before, and bad things happened, so I don't want to risk it. And I do think that looks a little bit better. And I'm hoping that with any luck, it'll just carry to all the other ones. Yeah. I'll have to adjust the shape of the chest on all of them now, but you know what? I think it's worth it. Okay. And this one I'll have an easy time because I can just mirror it over to my right turn as well once I get it looking the way that I want over here. Let's make sure her chest properly connects to her neck here. That seems important. I, too, like having my body parts connected to each other. I think I'd be a little bit distressed if they weren't. Yeah, there we go. And I'll just copy that over here. And let's see, on these turns, do I like the collar on my top turn? Because I think I need to adjust the shirt collar before I can properly adjust the shape of her chest here. I think I'm going to adjust the back just a little bit. Do I have that here? Yes, I do. That's one thing nice about rigging versus doing art and just drawing, is that the layer order in your stack here doesn't actually determine the order that they're drawn in. So it means that, let me see how to describe, that I can have the layers in any order. And as a result, I can put, like, all the shirt pieces right next to each other, so when I want to adjust something in the shirt, I just come to the shirt area. I don't have to, like, scroll all the way to the bottom. Because normally that's what I have to do when I draw something. It's like if I do something like this where I just have the back of the shirt lower, you know, so this way I can have it behind her neck and not worry about it. I have to scroll all the way to the bottom, and it's a whole thing. It's not a whole thing. It's not that bad, but it's mildly annoying. Hello there, Nugroho. No worries. Sleeping is important too. You can always watch the VOD if you're curious about what happened. Alright, let's see if that's any better. Yeah, I think it's a little bit better. Oh. Well, I hope you feel better soon. Have a nice day. I do hope you feel better soon. Okay, I think that's all right now. So, let's see. Can I get away with just adjusting these parts that I think need to be a little bit different in the mesh group? Or do I have to go into the actual layers? Once again, marveling at the convenience of this mesh group. I like it a lot. It is so much nicer to use than the one that I had on the hair. What I had in the hair I could basically use at the beginning and then never again. Which, to be fair, was still very helpful. Being able to get some of that initial perspective done, very nice. Definitely better than trying to do it all individually. That sounds like suffering. But after I did that, I really couldn't use it anymore. Okay, I think that's about as much as I can do with the mesh group, so let's go ahead and smooth things out with just the regular layer. Regular old layer. Oh no, I need to push that the other way. I thought this layer needed to go further in, closer to the chest, but it's actually quite the opposite. It needed to go further away from the chest. Open up a little bit. Probably even a little bit more than that, even. I think I might actually be able to get some mileage out of the mesh group then. Alright. Okay, and once again, I don't think I can quite get all of this with just the mesh group. I gotta straighten out that back flap there, and it wasn't straightening on the mesh group. So into the actual layer I go. Okay, I think that's better. So I'm just gonna keep going down the side of her collar here and start fixing up all the things that I'm not a fan of. I mostly just need to make it a little bit smoother. I'm not sure how much of that I'll be able to do in the mesh group, but it doesn't really matter. Whatever layer works. Mesh group is just convenient when I can use it. And I think I'm getting close to the point where I can actually adjust her chest again. It's really cute. Yesterday, took my kids to an indoor play place, and they played and had a lot of fun. There was apparently a school field trip going on that day, so there was like 120 kids in there, which is huge even by that place's standards. It was very noisy, but my daughter was so happy. But the funny thing happened after, on the car ride home. My son is shaping up to be quite a troll. he was just kind of messing with her, saying that she that she was poopy for some reason. And she was getting very, very upset by this. Just being called poopy. And he just started laughing. It was so cute. He has been getting into quite a lot of mischief lately, so I'm not surprised that he had something like this in him. I think he likes to troll me too, personally. He's just not very good at it yet, but I think he tries. But the really funny part was that my dad, their grandpa, was in the car too. And after a while, he started asking my daughter if she was poopy. And she started, and once again, just started kind of shouting at him. Being like, no, not, among other things, but this time my son stopped egging him on and started defending her, saying, no, she's not poopy. Even though he was, trolling her not long before. So I thought that was super cute. It was fine when he was doing it, but the second Grandpa jumped in, it's like, no. No trolling my sister. So cute. They really do have a great sibling dynamic. They're wonderful together. I hope they'll be able to be friends forever. It's pretty wild going to the play place with so many kids, though. I think my son got a little overwhelmed by it, but my daughter was so happy. She really, really likes playing with other kids. And is just generally social. My husband and I still aren't sure how the combination of our genes managed to produce something like that. Neither of us are especially social. We prefer to hide in a dark cave and maybe observe people from a safe distance. Much like I do the sea life in Subnautica. But she just wants to go directly into the fray and be friends with everyone. It's so cute, and by the time we were ready to go home, I don't remember that this was definitely a sign that it was time to go home. She went down one of the slides, and rather than get up, she just kind of plopped on the soft pad at the bottom of it, and just flopped there, curled up into a little ball, and looked so comfortable. That's when you know the tiny human is tired. It was so cute. So cute. They're just way too cute. Way too cute. I can't handle it sometimes. Look, if you're ever on the fence about having kids, you know, do it. You're gonna have to kind of accept that the next, well, I'm not sure exactly how long, but I'm estimating like 7 or 8 years of your life is gonna be basically dedicated to tiny human until they're both in school and kind of ready to go out on their own. But it's not so bad dedicating your life to tiny human. They're wonderful. And just seeing the way they do things, it makes you remember stuff that you forgot. Just watching them try their best and figure out the world around them. Like, I know, at least for me, it can be easy to forget that it's totally fine to just take things slow, mess things up. And then you see them just trying their best and getting very frustrated when things don't work. And it's like, yeah, it's not so bad. The comparison I hear a lot is just when you see the little baby learning how to walk and they fall down to their butt and get very, very upset. And I'm like, yeah, I know that feel, tiny one. But it's not that bad. Just gotta get back up. Or just watching their genuine enthusiasm at everything. Like, literally everything. Everything is new and exciting. It's the kind of thing where the tiny humans can make even something as simple as a toothbrush into a very interesting toy. Actually, you know, it's not for toothbrushes, but we've been having a problem with my daughter wanting to play with her socks. So whenever we want to go out, it's like basically impossible to find socks. Because she thinks they are just the most interesting toys. And it is so cute. So cute, but also kind of annoying because, well, I mean, she's got to wear the socks, and now I can never find socks. Half the time she has to go out and mismatch socks. Just because. Cannot find any socks anywhere, no matter how hard I look. It's deeply unfortunate. But a good example of how the tiny humans can make anything fun. Socks are just so much fun that she just wants to play with them all the time. All the time. But if you ask me, people that don't have kids are missing out. I feel like reproducing has gotten kind of a bad rap for some reason, but nah, kids are great. They're a good time. And you get to learn so much about yourself and about your own upbringing that you would never really would have learned without having them. It's the kind of thing that's hard to describe, and I'm not sure if it can be fully understood without experiencing it yourself to a degree. But people have memories of their childhood. It's there in their brain. But unfortunately, while they were making those memories, they were a child. So you have the memory contextualized by when you were like literally 3 or 5 or however old you were. And that's just how you see it. You don't have the same adult perspective. But then you see these things that you vaguely remember about yourself happening to, you know, your own tiny human. And something about how you remember it changes. Now you can suddenly use the adult part of your brain to actually make sense of it. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Can't think of any solid examples off the top of my head, but yeah, it's fine. Shirt, collar, right. Need to find you. There you are. Yeah, I guess we're just touching up the shirt collar today. Found a couple of other areas that I wanted to fix a little. Alright, I think all that's looking pretty good. I actually don't think this side looked quite as bad as this side did on my upward turn. Alright. Yeah, I think that's a lot better. Now I just gotta do the same thing on the other side. Unfortunately, a lot of what I have to fix on the other side is not something I can really flip over. You know, just with my flip pairings, I just kinda gotta eyeball it and try to match it. This isn't a face though, so I'm not gonna be, like, worried about getting it perfectly symmetrical. Like when I was adjusting the jaw on the face, I was very particular about getting it as symmetrical as I could. But that's just because humans are very, very sensitive to faces. And if something looks even a little bit off, people notice. We are hardwired to notice these things. But not the case on shirts, so I am not overly concerned. Just kind of eyeballing it is enough here. And besides, it kind of makes sense for a shirt to not be perfectly symmetrical. Like, there's nothing weird about the collar of a shirt not being symmetrical. If anything, it's weirder for a shirt to be perfectly symmetrical, so... I might have been able to just mirror this horizontally, but I think this is fine. Like I said, I think it's a little bit weird for a shirt to be perfectly symmetrical. So I'm adjust it manually. Okay, that seems pretty good. So let's go and adjust the other half of her chest now. Line all that up. Make it actually coming out of her neck instead of, I don't know, to the side of it. You know, make sure that her body parts are all properly attached. All that good stuff. Which does remind me that at some point I need to attach the neck. I'm still not quite sure if that's going to be on the head turns or not. Probably makes sense for it to move with the head. Yeah. In this case, it doesn't really matter because I plan to have the head and the body move at the same rate. But still. And as usual, when it's rigging time, my nose gets itchy. Drives me nuts. Alright, just trying to get her chest shaped about the same way as it is in the original. Always easier said than done. It's a bit of a shame that I had to deform it like this, but it is what it is. As long as I don't want to go back and redraw things. That's just gonna be how it is. Okay, there we go. I think that's pretty good. Let's see, is there anything else that I want to fix in my upper turn? I think it looks pretty good. Alright. So now, just gotta fix this downward turn. Okay. So first things first. I need to get these buttons all in the right place. This one is going upward, something fierce. Can't really have that. Still feel like all of them are a little bit too high here. So I'm just gonna gradually move everything down. Might be easier if I just select all the vertices, honestly. But here we are. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks alright. Just need to get this button to all be the right shape. And then I think all will be well. Yeah, seems pretty good. And I ended up not really moving her dress at all. But I think I actually do want to move the waist part a little bit. Assuming I remember where it is. Okay, there it is. The first struggle is always just finding the layer. Just a teeny tiny bit. Don't want to do anything drastic here. Alright. And then I do think that the bottom of the shirt here is moving a little bit too much. So I'm going to bring that back out. Okay, yeah, that seems pretty good. I think I can be happy with that. With maybe a little bit more on that waist part of the skirt. Just like making it seem like we're seeing a little bit more of the top of it, so just a little bit flatter. Yeah, I think that's fine. Huzzah. Okay. So I think the next step is going to be the collar of her shirt again. I've already done a little bit of work on that, so let's just keep going. I just got sidetracked by the top turn, and then some other stuff happened, and, well, it all kind of got away from me, so back to where I was at the beginning of this session here. So now I can just get our collar area here exactly as I want it. Okay, I have a few choices to make here. Let me think about this. So what I'm looking at is I noticed that when I go from the kind of neutral part here to down, that there's a little bump right there. So I'm considering, do I want this to kind of continue like this, or do I want to flatten out that bump? I'm not sure yet. I gotta think about it. I think I want to keep the height on the bump there. So I just need to adjust the top here a little bit. Yeah, I think that makes sense for what I'm trying to do here. Just had to think about that for a moment. Some decisions are not always immediately obvious. But that's okay, they don't have to be. That's just a sign you gotta use your brain a little bit. So many people joke about thinking being hard, and I wish people would stop it, honestly. Use the brain. The brain is important. The brain is like the essence of you. Think about your decisions. They are also important. I've never really been a fan of self-deprecating humor like that. It just more seems like an excuse to avoid working hard. So it's always kind of bothered me. I don't think most people are actually stupid. And if they just thought a little bit more about the decisions they were making, then I think their life would be a lot better. And I think some people just get caught in the cycle where that idea that they're kind of dumb, that they adopt because they just don't want to think, becomes part of their identity, and then they feel like they can't. Even though they can, you just gotta take your time. There are things you can do. Your life is your own. And if you let other people make decisions for you, they're gonna make the decisions that suit them, rather than suit you. So, gotta be careful. Alright, so far so good. I'm not minding how lumpy it is at the bottom there. I just want to make sure that I'm getting some of these angles the way that I think they should be. Although, honestly, it's not even that lumpy at the bottom. So that's pretty cool. I thought for sure it would be. But I guess the shirt is just shaped like that. This is wildly different from doing the face. Where everything about the face is just a little bit more precise. You know, not even a little bit more precise, it's way more precise. Because if there's anything off in the face, it's just gonna look weird and annoy me. But here it's like, oh, there's a wrinkle in the shirt. Yeah, sounds like a shirt. Seems about right. So it's just kind of working out. I like that. Alright, I actually feel like I've almost got just all of this. Man. Like I said, so much easier than working on the head. I mean, it helps that I'm not doing a huge amount of movement here, but whereas I was doing a bit more on her head turns. But just in general, it's nice that I have a little bit more flexibility here. That if it looks like the shirt is wrinkling a little bit, like, that's okay. It's totally okay. And it feels good. It really does. I don't feel like I'm here just being like, okay, if I move this vertex a few pixels to the left, I think that'll fix my problem. Here, I'm doing most of my movement with the brush, and it's still just working. Oh, life is good. Makes me glad I did the head turns first. Put all of my energy just into getting the head looking nice, and now things are just a little bit easier, and it feels good. Alright. Then I think there's just a couple of things I want to do on some of the shirt folds, and that'll be it. Then we can get right into the coat. I do think I want to do the coat before I do the hair. The hair will be done on the head turns themselves. You know, the rest of the hair, I don't want any of that dependent on the body moving. I think that would be incredibly awkward. But, I'm using the body turns to help me determine how it should move. So we're not quite free from hair yet. Not quite. But soon. And at the very least, I will enjoy my little vacation. My little vacation from hair. No. Not quite. There's not quite right either, though. That's the trouble. Just trying to perfect that little fold right there. Not quite happy with how it looks. But I do think it's very close. Okay, seems good. Hooray. Alright, let's put her arm back on, and I want to make sure that the corners are working out for me. When I looked at them before, they seemed fine. Oh wait, actually, did I get the chest? Yes, actually. Okay, good. I'm gonna check the corners with and without the arms, but honestly, I don't think the corners look bad. I think all is well. Look at her bob. Just doing a little bit of headbanging. There's some nice music playing in the background. Alright. So I'm gonna turn her arm on, and now I think it is coat time. So let's see, once again, I don't think I'm gonna mess with the bottom, which does make me a little bit sad, but that's okay. I was looking forward to doing some physics with her belt and stuff. But I think I'm just gonna rig this like a half body. I might still put a little bit of physics just at the bottom. Without actually moving her body that much. Man, and I remember when I was cutting this, I still am not quite sure what's going on over here. Even when I look at the original, I'm not quite sure what's going on over there. Well, that's alright. Okay. So how do I want to do this? Yeah, I don't have a mesh grip for the coat, which I think is okay. Because I just have left and right sides here. So that's the sleeves. That's over there. I'm trying to remember how I separated the layers here. Let's see. So if I just have the left over here, I think what I want to do is just move this entire thing a little bit to the left. And same thing over on the right one. Just a little bit to the left. Oh, no, that's just the color. No, you don't need to move. You're fine. I meant the whole thing. Just a little bit to the left. And then I think I'm going to scale this. I don't want it to be too much. She is not moving that much. But I think just a little bit of scaling will help. Yeah, I think even that much makes a bit of a difference. It's nothing super fancy, but yeah, I dig it. I'll attach it to the back later. I'm just going to concern myself with the front for now. I think I can actually make this a little bit larger. Okay, yeah, you know, the weird collar aside right now, I think this is a pretty good start. Let's see, what do I want to do to make this a little bit more three-dimensional? That is the question in my head right now. Okay, I think first thing I'm gonna do is just fix the collar here. Get that up and around her neck. Yeah. All right. That is a good first step. I'm not gonna worry about other things for now, and I'm also gonna be okay with it being a bit crunchy for now. I'm just trying to get things into place. It's fine. Where's the back? Okay. I have a whole back node there. We're going to turn it off. Just want to focus on that part in the front here. So right now I feel like this is growing. It's like moving upward. So I gotta bring it all down, and I don't want any other distractions getting in the way of me seeing where this actually needs to go. Yeah, that's a lot better. Still not quite there, but it's good for now. I'm gonna go and do more precise details a little bit later. Now, I think the next thing I want to get is this guy. I think I want him to cover a little bit more of her. Oh god. I'm just terrified of that mesh there. I mean, look at all those dots. If I wanted to move this a lot, this would be fantastic. But I kind of don't, so I'm scared. Okay, so this is actually multiple layers then. Alright. I'm a back up then. I want to grab all of the layers that control this at once. So you're one. You're another. And we had the zipper and all the other decorations. Okay. So it should just be these two that are relevant to me right now. Alright, I think that's pretty good, and I will adjust the zipper a little bit as well. I don't think anything else really needs to move, though. The sleeve, I might do some work on later, but in terms of just the coat part, I think all this is pretty good. Just gotta do broad strokes for the time being. And I think I might actually do broad strokes on all 4 of my cardinal directions before I start going into details. I kind of wanted to try that. Although, you know what? No. The way I did the body here worked pretty well, so I think I still will just do one at a time. Never mind. This is working. This is working. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. Step 2. Connect the collar up on that side. I'm assuming I can't mirror this. Yeah, because I don't want them to be perfect reflections of each other. What am I even talking about? I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna get this back around her neck. I don't remember exactly how high it's supposed to be, so just gotta try it. And then around here, I think I'm actually going to adjust the collar flaps right here manually and show a little bit less of this dark area. I might show a little bit more on this side, I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided yet. At first, I do want to get just all these basic coat movement things good. Where... Okay, that's all coat parts. Okay, we have here. Where's the other one? That one? Nope. That one. There we go. Okay, so these 2 layers. Kind of want them to just very lightly change shape. Like this. This way it looks like we're seeing a little bit more of the side of it. Oh, is there another layer under there? Because I thought I got it all. I guess it must be part of the code itself. Okay, that's fine. That one can... That one can just, be tucked under. I don't have to be super precise with it. I think it's fine. I think that's actually too much. Let me think about that for a second. Is that too much? Yeah, I think that is too much. Let's undo it. And try again. I do appreciate digital for making all this very easy for me. Alright, well this time I'm just gonna grab that upper coat layer as well. So that'll be here and here. I'll just grab all 3. We'll just change the shape of this just a little bit. Yeah, I think that's good. It didn't need to go very far. All is well. Oh yeah, and I should also turn this back on. There we go. That won't interfere with working on the code, so I'll leave it on. Okay, actually, I do want to change a little bit on the collar on this side. So that's going to be a lot of layers to grab, but I think I'll be okay. I don't think I need the buttons. Okay, probably do... Wow, I separated this really well. Okay. Oh. I thought I was trying to drag something. I was not. I just misclicked. It's fine. Look, I just have a minor heart attack anytime I see an error in this program right now. Okay, so I think I only want the big parts. I don't think I need the back part, or the buttons. So I think these are fine, and then I also need to grab... Where's the... Nope, not you. So that's all that area. Here and here. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Now I just get a big old brush and just adjust the corner a little bit. And then I can adjust the kind of back pieces manually. So that this way they line up nicely with the part of the belt they're supposed to be attached to. How are they supposed to look again? Okay. I'll make them look a little bit thicker. See, this is where references are good. I've seen some more beginning artists hesitant to use proper references, but no, you want to. You gotta do it. It'll help you a lot, I promise. And in this case, I was using my just default turn as my reference there. Just checking to make sure I knew what it looked like so I could properly do what I wanted. To an extent, I can kind of understand why some more beginning artists are hesitant to use references. Aside from accusations of stealing aside, I think some people get caught in the trap of caring too much about originality. Of people wanting to make things that are unique, and it's like, if you're just copying something else, how could you possibly be original? But it actually doesn't work like that. Your personality will shine through, I promise. What references do is, it's not supposed to be like a one-to-one copy. It's just supposed to be something you can do, so this way you know what the thing you're drawing is supposed to look like. Like, how are you supposed to capture something's likeness if you have no idea what it looks like? And I can guarantee, especially if you're a beginner, but I mean, even at higher levels, professional level even, you're gonna have a hard time knowing what something looks like without actually taking a look at it. Because your brain takes all kinds of shortcuts in order to save some brain-based processing power. So what you actually remember in your head is probably not actually what the thing looks like. Just because your brain is taking so many shortcuts. It's doing its best. It's not a bad thing, by the way, the fact that your brain takes shortcuts. I mean, just imagine how many things are out here in the world, and try to imagine just seeing them one-to-one. Your brain would get overwhelmed with so much sensory information, and it would have a hard time doing anything. So it kind of has to take those shortcuts to give you the information that's actually important, as opposed to just literally everything. But that's why you want to take a look at what things actually look like when you try to draw it. And then work on taking down some of those shortcuts that your brain uses to stop you from being totally overwhelmed, and let your brain be a little bit overwhelmed here while you try to copy all of that data necessary in order to properly draw something. I think brains are cool. Inconvenient. Horribly inconvenient. They're very cool. all the stuff they do. I look forward to the next 10 years or so of neuroscience. I haven't looked up a lot of modern technology in a while, but I am under the impression that we're slowly but surely decoding how things work and which part of the brain does what, and all of this cool stuff. It's fascinating. I love it. The world is just way too cool. I wish I had more time to marvel at how ridiculously cool it is. Unironically. It's amazing. I feel like a lot of people have been down about the world lately, but I hope that someday people can appreciate it for how just ridiculously cool it is. I really wish I didn't have to move these straps, but it's for the best. I think it does look better like this, so... Unfortunately, these buttons are kind of a pain. I'm glad I separated them. Because now I can actually take the time to make sure they're all lining up and looking nice. Even if, over here, within my head, I'm just internally screaming. I'm really hoping I don't have to do a bunch of deformations on the coat sleeve. Because, man, dealing with all those buckles and everything would be painful. If it becomes necessary, I'll do it, though. One must suffer for the sake of their art. Alright, let's take a look. How's all this looking now? I think I actually want to move the zipper over a little bit more, but yes, I like it. It's very simple, but I think it's effective. Alright, let's get that zipper. Okay, that's better. I think that's about all it needed. Alright, next I'm gonna mess with this collar again. And I think all I need to do to get the effect that I want on this side is to adjust the top flap here. Just open it up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty nice. Okay, and then for this side, it's actually kind of the opposite, where I want to grab that top part once I find it. That's that side. Is the other one on top? Must be. Yes. Grab this guy and have it cover up a little bit more of that flap. And then I think I actually want to take the flap itself. And you... I can't just transform both of you at the same time, that's fine. I'll do it separately. 3... I'm gonna do 3, I'll also do 3 for you. Yeah. It needs to be perfected, but I like the idea. Let's see, how should I do this? I think I'm going to take the shoulder of her coat on this side. Yeah, there it is. Just taking me a second to find these things. I'm not used to these layers yet. I have not been working on them as long as I have the hair. The hair, I knew exactly where all the layers were by the end. I still lost them a lot, but I was very familiar with how it all worked. Just from staring at it for so long. And yeah, that'll look good once I attach the sleeve properly. Okay, I think 3 might be too much for these parts. So let's try 2. Yeah, that should look pretty good once I properly attach the other part of the flap. Let's go ahead and get the quarter of that on here. There we go. And then I think I just want to pull this part out just a little bit more here. It's a bit crunchy right now. That's okay. It can be crunchy for a little while. Then similarly to what I did on this side, I think I want to get the outer edge of this as well. So let's see, this is the collar, so grab all my strap layers. There we go. Then grab this and this. Yeah. And I just very, very lightly tuck in that corner. Yeah. Okay, and at this angle, we're not going to see any of those back parts at all. So they can just be hidden away, where no one will ever find them. Swept under the rug where I don't have to worry about it. Cool. Alright, now to figure out the buttons. Okay, I didn't move it as much this time, so it looks like the buttons won't be that bad. That makes me happy. Well, isn't that unfortunate? With one click upward, it is too high. Without it, it is too low. So that just means I have to adjust it manually. Life is hard. But I can do that. I can do that, no problem. Can't get lazy. I've come too far here to get lazy. I want to get it done and I want it to look nice. Okay, I didn't realize that my layer order had this on top of the coat, so I actually have to be a little bit more careful where I put it. I can't just shove it under the rug like I was talking about. alas. It's always nice when I can kind of shove things under the rug. Makes my life a little bit easier. Okay, now I can just get the last button there. And that'll be pretty good. So right now it's looking like I probably won't finish the left turn of the coat today, but I think I can at least get all the big picture stuff in, and then I can worry about all the details tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, because tomorrow's Subnautica. Doing an extra Subnautica stream this week, because Sunday is the day I do what I want, and I'm having fun with Subnautica. I want to play the video game. Whoa there. Whoa there, hand. Don't get ahead of yourself. We don't need to be pushing things around that much. It's like I say, I'm just focusing on big picture stuff today, but then I'm here perfecting this tiny button. It's fine. I'll have to clean it up eventually, and this is one area where the reason I wanted to fix it was because when I saw it, it bothered me. It bothered me a lot. Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay, before I start going to do some stuff with the sleeves, I'm gonna go turn the back part of the coat back on. And I want to connect the collar in the front part of the collar with the back part. And I think a lot of that is actually going to be moving the collar itself over, because I feel like there should be a little bit less of it showing here, a little bit more of it showing here. The coat is kind of stiff. It has a very stiff look to it, like it's made out of leather or something, as opposed to the shirt where it was a very soft cloth. So I want it to move like that as well. I have to remember what layer all this is now, man. I cut it out so well. I still think it's a little bit of a shame that I won't be using it as effectively as I could. Who knows? Maybe in a year I'll want to come back and revisit this and rig it a little bit differently. Maybe I can do it faster. I don't know. Okay, what are you? Are you part of the collar? Yes, you are. Okay. But this part... Is it not? How is that on the original? How do I have this cut? Definitely not as familiar with all of this. Oh, it's because of the hair. Okay, that's why I'm confused. Well, she doesn't need a head right now, so, goodbye, head, and, hello, shoulder. Now I can see you. We'll give Shalom her head privileges back later. For now, neck stump is plenty. Right now, I'm not really a fan of how this highlight is looking, so I'm trying to get all of that hammered out here. I'm focusing on the upper area for now, but I will also get this just in a little bit. One thing at a time. Okay, I think that highlight part is doing a little bit better, so I'm just gonna keep cleaning up the top part here. Just trying to get rid of any movement that I think looks weird. And then just kind of smoothing it all out. Is there a few spots that are a little bit lumpy? And unlike the shirt, the material that her coat is made out of looks a little bit smoother to me. So I want to try to get rid of some of those lumps that I don't think look very nice. Kind of the same with right here. I just noticed that it looked like this part, the very top part, was rising a little bit. And then just got a few bumps and lumps here and there. To be expected when I'm moving things with the brush. It's okay, all of this is still way easier than the hair ever was. So much easier. It's not even comparable. What is this? It doesn't seem to be this one. Did I move something on the collar wrong? Let me see. Yep, sure did. Sure did. It's alright though, because this is actually really easy to fix. I mean, I seriously feel like I'm just playing on easy mode now. Night and day difference. Cannot even describe how much easier this is. And I don't really feel like I'm skimping out on the details or anything. I'm still doing a lot to try to make this look three-dimensional. But it's just so much easier to do. Seriously, it's not even funny. No, that was a bad idea. Okay. I tried something. Did not work out the way I wanted. So, that's okay. Not all the visions that come into my head end up being stuff that works. That's okay. I still like trying them. I do. Even if it doesn't work out, I tend to still, one, learn something, And 2, now I know for sure, so I won't be wondering in the back of my head if I could make that one particular spot that I was eyeballing a little bit better. I know for sure that it doesn't work. There are no questions. I don't like leaving unanswered questions like that. Man, maybe I will finish the code for the left turn today. That'd be pretty sweet. Jump right into the right turn tomorrow. Yeah, let's go for it. I think I still got like 30 minutes left in me, so let's see what I can do. I mean, I think what I got is looking pretty good. I'm just looking at the inner part of her collar there and wondering if there's a little bit more that I can do with it, but I'm not sure what else to do with it. I guess it's probably fine. Yeah, it's probably fine. Let me... The top part here that wraps around her neck, though, I think needs to be pushed back a little. Kind of like that. Yeah, even here I still feel like it's a little bit strong. We actually see on the front turn quite a lot of the back collar there. And while I think we should be seeing less at this angle, I think there still needs to be some. Yeah, there we go. Let me get rid of this little lump here, too. Is that not... I see. So you're actually part of the coat. A little bit of both, it looks like. The part that I was looking at. Just kind of wanted to change the angle of that a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That looks better. Because yeah, I mean, I feel like I've got most of this cleaned up already. And then once I finish that, all I really have to do is attach the sleeves again. And I don't think that's going to be an issue. So I think I've almost got this. Nice. And here, I really did not think that I would get this far today, but I guess it's working like by just regular body turns before I put the coat on. Where the body just... It just comes together nice and easy. I'm so happy. I knew that the hair would probably take more than the rest of the model combined to work on and finish. Just looking at it, but... I don't know, I thought the body turns would be harder than this. I am pleased. Everything is going really well. Perhaps I will indeed be able to make my goal of finishing this by the end of the month. Alright, let's go attach the sleeves. I'll start with this one since this is the one that's kind of hanging off. And then I'll see if I want to do anything with this one. I'm not sure if I do or not. Doesn't matter. One thing at a time here. You gotta just slide this over and attach it. It looks like the sleeve layer is on top. I wasn't sure if it was on top or behind, but it looks like it is on top. So if I wanted to be really fancy, I could turn this entire thing to make it make a little bit more sense, but I'm not sure if I'm feeling that fancy. Maybe I'll do it for some physics. I think this is fine. Alright, but I will do just a little bit of science. Do I want to make it a little bit thinner? Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. And that means that it makes sense to make this one just a little bit thicker. I'll use the same values as I did for the code itself. Yeah, if I was gonna get fancy, I would indeed more properly turn it, but I think this is fine. I don't think it looks bad at all. Okay. I think I'm going to leave it there for now, and depending on how ambitious I feel tomorrow, I might see about doing some shenanigans with the sleeves. It would take a lot to do the slight turn that I think would make it look a little bit better, and I'm just not really sure if it's worth it. Okay, actually, you know what, before I completely dismiss it, I'm going to try one thing. So I have like all these little buckles and things, and I separated them pretty well. So if I just move them a little bit. Okay, there's the belt. If I just move them over, like, I don't know, maybe this one over to this guy over one. And then the part in the middle over 2. Okay, that's only one of them. How much better does it look with that? I think I'd actually want to move it a bit more. Okay, so we have you going over 2. Let's try 4. You going over 1. Let's try 3. You going over 2. Let's try 4. And then this side, let's make you 0.9. And also only going over 2. Okay, that's actually quite easy, and I do think it makes a noticeable difference, so I am going to go ahead and try that with all of them. Okay, so what's my values? 4, 2, 4. Okay. So 4. 2. And 0.9. And 4. Okay, next. 4. 2 and 0.9 and 4. It's like I keep saying it's fine, but I think I was coping. And this is pretty easy. 2 and 0.9 and 4. And that was very little work, and it looks so much better. Okay, yeah, I think that kind of thing is worth doing. I've still got a little bit more in me. Let's make this look nice. So the belt. I don't think I need to do a lot here. I just want to make the actual belt flap a little bit rounder looking. And for that, I just need to adjust the shadows a little bit mostly. Push this part down a little. That was a bit too much. I just want the, like, very, very tip of that just a little bit inward, kind of like this. And since I did that, I should go ahead and move the button too. Where are you? There you are. Just small boop. Alright, where's the sleeve part? This is all belts and stuff. That's the inside. There we go. So this one, just gonna take a big brush and pull this way just a little. A little bit more at the bottom. This is gonna be that one. Okay. Okay, I think that's pretty good. On this side, I don't really feel like I have to fix the buckles very much, but I would like to adjust the inner part of the sleeve a little bit. And actually, before I move on from that area, I forgot to adjust the shadows cast from the black part of the sleeve. So that'll be... I don't think I need to change you, because I didn't move that part of the sleeve at all. I either need a bigger brush or a smaller brush. That actually doesn't look right. Yeah, I don't actually think I need to adjust the shadows. Okay, never mind. In the other direction I probably will, but for this one, I don't. Okie dokie. I won't complain about my life being made simpler, so let's move on to the next one. At this angle, I want to kind of tuck this in just a tad. Maybe even pull it out just a little bit here. And I think I want to adjust the highlight on it just a little bit as well. Just pull it a little bit further this way. What is this? It exists in the original. Is something just not being clipped properly? Because that doesn't seem right. Yeah, that is definitely not right. This gray part sticking out. That's not supposed to be there. Okay, I'm guessing that was probably just an art error that I didn't notice somehow. And I just need to not. And it also looks like the shadows are not clipped onto the layer that they're on. So that'll be here. Indeed, they are not. Let's fix that before I forget. I better do it on the other side too. There we go. There. And yeah, I do think that looks better. And that was still pretty simple. I didn't need to spend that long just to get a lot of mileage, I think. Cool. So this means tomorrow I should be able to start in the right turn. And hopefully we can just get through all those things again. But I think this is looking pretty good. Very simple. But I don't think it needs to be complicated. So I think I will stop here for today. So, thank you all for coming, and I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I'll see you all tomorrow.